As we step into this journey of love for self and healing and growing and expanding, we begin to touch part of ourselves that haven't been touched in a long time or never have. You know, I remember as I started my journey, I had just kind of scratched the surface. You know, there were just situations that I would get triggered by and had no idea what was happening to me. There were, in relationship, times of stress and anger and lashing out. And really, it's all these patterns and triggers that I'd learned from previous relationship. So I always say that relationships really start with you, and they do. You know, this is an opportunity, an invitation for us to dig deep into those areas that have never been touched before, that are going to feel uncomfortable. And the true vulnerability that we have is really getting comfortable and being okay with touching those wounded parts of us. Those wounded parts of us that do, in fact, affect our relationships. And they do. And it's, you know, and time again, and we see this in relationship. Now, of course, there are times of abuse, physical abuse and mental, and those are times it's the exception. But you are responsible for 50% of the 100% of the relationship, all day long, except for those exceptions that I'd mentioned. And so it's our opportunity here to be able to grow, and we need to be able to grow and transcend and heal all of those wounds and beliefs and those patterns and thoughts that we had from previous relationships, and step into something that's a little bit more authentic, something that's a little bit more expansive. And so really it's an opportunity for us to dig deep and go in, look at our values, or do the inner child work, and really getting in touch and alignment with us. And then at that point we can certainly manifest the relationship we're looking for. And what I mean by manifest is that when we do meet someone at the same vibrational frequency, we have the empowerment to be able to say whether this person is worthy of being in our life, whether this person has paid the price, quote unquote, paid the price for being in our presence. And I think it's just that price of admission. I've talked about this before. The price of admission into our life is directly related to the value that we think that we have, how much we are worthy of. So if we think that we're not worthy of much, that's exactly what we're going to settle for. And so the idea is to raise our standards, to raise our own standards of being, our own standards of tolerance, having healthy boundaries, knowing ourselves fully. And so this journey is about reconnecting to ourselves, reconnecting to all of those things, so that when we are at that moment in time, when we have someone that is in front of us, that wants to be with us, we can be fully empowered and say, this is the cost of the admission to be in a relationship with me. And so it's either meet that standard or step aside, because we won't settle for anything else. And the reality is we're going to carry that standard, we're going to carry that price of admission to all other aspects of our life, not just relationships, right? Relationships is where it kind of gets heightened. But we carry that standard in our work, in our jobs, with a relationship with siblings, and just in the world in general. So as we going through this journey, it's so important, so critical for us to continue and remain connected to ourselves and create healthy relationships. But we can't do that if we are not in a healthy state ourselves. So, thanks for listening as always. We'll see you next time.